How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, you can see that this is a very long video. I have been researching for a few hours on this particular case of domestic violence, and this is a classic case of how the system has failed the royal family when we are told to there are certain things that we need to do when we are victimized, and you do all that you are supposed to do, and even others that you may not know in your behalf is even doing their part, and then what happens? People come up dead. And I mean, it's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And this journey that I'm going to take the royal family on, the reason why this, in this situation where everything failed, and this animal who literally killed a child, and they're talking about now he has, a rap sheet that, that can run down the block. Well, the reason why they let this animal roam free, because I guarantee you this, anyone that he victimized, and got caught victimizing them, he victimized one of his own. Yeah. Because trust and believe, if he would have victimized exclusively the enemy, it'd be a whole different situation. So we cannot depend on the system. And I've been saying that after all this other drama that we just dealt with the last few weeks, that it was very clear to me, the message that our Father gave after this Amber Geiger shit, that you cannot get emotionally invested in the system. But the crazy part about it is they demand to take our tax dollars and do whatever the hell they want to do with it, and we don't have no say at all. We are literally, even though we are out of our captivity, we are literally under siege. But there is a reason for everything, and I'm going to close it out like I always do, powerful and sweet. So, this animal here that you see is Jermaine Agee. And I'm going to read some things here. And I'm not going to read all these articles because it's a lot that I have. But like I always say, I always go for the juicy parts, what's absolutely necessary, because I'm overlapping. And when I was checking this out here, title here, family of Alabama man charged with murder said they warned police. So, Nashville police charged Jermaine Agee with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder for stabbing Mayra Garcia and her 13-year-old son to death and trying to kill Garcia's 16-year-old daughter too. He was on probation for charges in Alabama when this happened. The family member spoke with said she wanted to remain anonymous. She claimed she told multiple law enforcement agencies that Agee was a danger to himself and others. We are a very close-knit family, and I tried to take Jermaine under my wing, she said. The woman you're hearing from is a family member of Jermaine Agee. The man who has a 3-page rap sheet in Alabama filled with violent charges ranging from attempted murder to burglary, theft. He was on probation in Alabama when he was arrested on Monday for stabbing and killing his ex-girlfriend and her son in Nashville. Let me see here. Okay, let me skip a little bit of this. Let's see here. Now this is where it gets crazy. Okay. He was a danger to himself and society. Jermaine suffered from PTSD. He's bipolar and schizophrenic, the family member said, according to Alabama Board of Pardons and Parolees. AG was picked up in Nashville on August 3rd and brought to I can't pronounce the name of this county, but it's in Alabama. That's where he served time for robbery and theft, where he was on probation. Judge Sabley Reynolds only made AG stay in jail for one night and allowed him to continue on with his probation, according to Alabama Board of Pardons and Parolees. It's about him being put in a padded cell with a straitjacket. That is where he needed to be, the family said. The woman AG is charged with killing, filed a domestic violence warrant against him last week. Damn. But because it was in Tennessee and not Alabama, the probation officer was never notified. We have reached out to Judge Reynolds multiple times in the last 2 days. He has not returned our calls. They don't give a damn, because trust and believe. These agencies throughout the United States is hooked up. And when they are executing and doing what they're supposed to do, they stay on our ass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a racial component in this and all of this. These people are full of shit. And as far as his mental health situation, they don't believe he had mental health issues. The only people on this planet that have mental health issues is mass shooters that kill their own people in America.
Way 31, they warned police this would happen.
Jermaine AG is in jail in Nashville, charged with murder and attempted murder. Police say he stabbed his ex-girlfriend and her teenage son on Monday, and then he tried to kill her 16-year-old daughter. He was on probation for charges in Alabama when it happened.
Way 31's Brecken Terry has a reaction from AG's family tonight. Brecken.
The family member I spoke with on the phone wants to remain anonymous, but she claims she reached out to multiple law enforcement agencies, telling them that AG was not only a danger to himself, but others.
We are a very close-knit family, and I tried to take Jermaine under my wing.
The woman you're hearing from is a family member of Jermaine AG, the man who has a 3-page rap sheet here in Alabama filled with violent charges ranging from attempted murder, robbery, and theft. He was on probation with Alabama when he was arrested Monday for stabbing and killing his ex-girlfriend and her son in Nashville.
I knew that there was a problem. I knew that he needed help, and I felt as if I did everything that I could do to try to get him help.
This woman tells us family members called Nashville police, AG's probation officer in Huntsville, and others in the case numerous times, asking them to get him off the streets.
If y'all don't get Jermaine, somebody's going to get hurt. Jermaine's going to either kill somebody or somebody's going to kill Jermaine.
According to court documents, AG was arrested back in May by Huntsville police for loitering and smoking crack near a dumpster. His probation officer even recommended he go back to prison and have a mental health evaluation because of his history with mental illness and because he violated his probation.
He was a danger to himself and a danger to society. Now, Jermaine suffers from PTSD, bipolar, and schizophrenia.
According to the Alabama Board of Pardons and Paroles, AG was picked up in Nashville on August 3rd and brought to Autauga County, Alabama. That's where he served time for robbery and theft, and why he was on probation. Judge Sibley Reynolds only made AG stay in jail for one night and allowed him to continue with his probation, according to the Alabama Board of Pardons and Paroles.
It's about him being put in a padded cell with a straitjacket. That is where he needs to be.
Now, we reached out to Nashville police to see if the family did contact them. They said that we needed to give them some more specifics about who the family spoke with at Nashville police before they can verify that. Now, we also called the Alabama Board of Pardons and Paroles to see if the family also reached out to Jermaine's probation officer. They told us that they are looking into those claims. Live in Florence, Brecken Terry, Way 31 News.
The woman AG is charged with killing filed a domestic violence warrant against him last week, but because it was in Tennessee and not Alabama, the probation officer was never notified. We've reached out to Judge Reynolds multiple times in the last 2 days, and he has not returned our calls.
They don't give a damn about. They don't give a damn about that shit. Now check this out. Now see, this is this is deep to me. So his probation officer recommended for him to go to jail. Probation officers have the power to lock your ass up. So I don't understand what the fuck going on. You recommend it, but you have the power to do it. If you don't show up or you got to take a piss test and it come up hot and all that kind of stuff, I done seen it. They used to have reality shows about it. They arrest your ass right there on the spot. Take you straight back to the pen. Not to the city jail, to the pen. These people is lying. You know, the more I start doing videos and picking apart what these people are saying, and I listen to language real close, this shit is atrocious what they doing. They want to hide under that they are professional. All they doing is stealing our money and dragging their feet. Because when they want to get a black man, they will go to the ends of the motherfucking earth to get him. This is all bullshit. That's why none of them is returning calls, because it's not a good look. They got blood on their hands. So, now, I'm going to skip over here because I got a few videos. You see, it's very lengthy. And I do have that unquote bonus video, and it's quite long. So this article that I will be penning for the royal family to read is lengthy, but to get everything set up, I want to read in here of how some events had occurred here. So here, affidavit Metro School called police to report suspect abuse just 1 week before Nashville mother's son were killed. So even the school had called authorities. Another failure. So check this out. So in here, they were seeing red flags raised by Nashville school and police officials just 1 week before Myra Garcia and her son were found fatally stabbed and weren't enough to prevent their untimely domestic assault-related deaths. Damn. And let's see here. Let me see what I want to point out to you. So, now this is the crazy shit here. Okay, new information obtained in the court documents Tuesday show AG thought Garcia was cheating on him and that she was too scared to call police after being attacked by him the night of September 30th. AG 38. Okay, we gonna already hear that part. Let's see here. So anyway, AG, police said, forced his way into the home under the cover of night and grabbed a butcher knife, from the kitchen counter and went room to room stabbing the victims. He was captured several hours after the killing, hiding behind a trash can in front of 2 Hickory Hollow businesses. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, here it is. So, the school staff was concerned because the victim was arguing with the defendant in the school office, and she had visibly bruises to her face and hands. Police wrote in the affidavit the defendant was with her in the office. According to the victim, he was looking at her with non-verbal signals not to tell anyone what happened. When police spoke to Garcia, she told them that the night before, about 11 p.m., the couple got into an argument at her home because he thought she was cheating on him. As the argument progressed, Garcia said AG got more aggressive and hit her in the face multiple times and hit her hand, injuries which officers said they observed. Okay, also, the victim said that when she got away from the defendant, she was too scared to call police because she thought he would assault her again, the affidavit state. Garcia also told police she was in fear of AG because of what he might do to her. So, police issued a warrant for AG's arrest, but he was not apprehended until after he allegedly killed Garcia and her son and attacked her oldest daughter on Monday morning. And we're going to hear more about her daughter. She's the hero in all of this, too. And first and foremost, she's the victim and the hero in this. So, okay, they talking about their crime statistic and okay, basically in this article they're just talking about, domestic violence. I'm not going to just drag this out like that because I have so many videos. So we're going to get into the next video. So here we go. So anyway, it said a Tennessee teen helped police catch the man accused of killing her mother and younger brother. Bless her heart.
New information, we're learning about how a teen stabbing victim helped police catch a suspect accused of murdering her mother and younger brother. News Channel 5's Nick Bears live in the 5 Alert Center for us this morning with the latest on this.
Yeah, Adam, of course, this was the big story yesterday morning as we continue to follow throughout the day. A triple stabbing that left 2 people dead in Antioch. And exactly now we know how I think police were able to track down the suspect in this case. 37-year-old Jermaine Agee is charged with stabbing his estranged girlfriend and her 13-year-old son to death and seriously injuring the 16-year-old daughter. That's when he took off from the scene there. Now, when police arrived at the Sonoma Trace apartment, it was the daughter who was still conscious despite suffering severe stab wounds, who identified Agee and actually told officers that Agee had taken her mother's cell phone with him. That allowed them to send out the ping signals, which led them to Agee. He was hiding behind a dumpster at a fast food restaurant. He was able to be taken into custody at that time because of those cell phone pings. That daughter continuing now to recover in critical condition at the hospital. Agee right now is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted first-degree murder, locked up.
All right. So, as we continue on, and to my amazement, here it says he's a monster. Father of stabbing victims said attack never should have happened. So this is rare when you see a father, even though they divorced, I could tell that he cared about his children and seemed like he was active in their lives.
A man who police say killed his son and his ex-wife. 38-year-old Mayra Garcia and 13-year-old Jaden Taylor were stabbed to death at their home in Antioch. 16-year-old Alexis Taylor was also stabbed and is fighting for her life tonight at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. And that is where News Channel 5's Kelsey Gibbs is standing by tonight. Kelsey, do we have any updates on the girl's condition?
Well, her father, Lewis Taylor, telling us that his daughter, Alexis, is a fighter. He was walking her around the halls here at Children's Vanderbilt Hospital earlier today, and he says she's getting stronger by the day, but he credits her bravery in saving her life as well as her younger sister's.
He's a monster. Like I told everybody, he's a monster. How can you kill a kid?
Those are the words of a grieving father.
He stabbed my son, killed him first.
Lewis Taylor woke up to the hardest news of his life. His ex-wife, Mayra Garcia, and his children were brutally stabbed.
He went for my son first. My son was sleeping in the basement in his room. He's got a room down there. He never seen it coming.
Taylor says his oldest daughter told him Garcia's ex-boyfriend, Jermaine Agee, kicked in the door to their home, armed with a knife, on a rampage.
This should have never happened.
Police say Agee stabbed 13-year-old Jaden and Garcia to death Monday morning. He's also accused of stabbing 16-year-old daughter Alexis 5 times at the family's Antioch home.
I made him walk to the front room, and then they asked about my son, Jaden. And he said he killed Jaden already. And that everybody else is gonna die.
Taylor says Agee told Garcia to stab her 8-year-old daughter, but she refused, so he started beating her. It was in this moment when Alexis told her father she had to fight back.
She went for the knife. When she grabbed the knife, he started fighting with her.
During the scuffle, Taylor says his ex-wife was able to run out of the home, but Agee was behind her when she was stabbed in the back, killing her.
It makes me mad. It makes me really mad. I'm really mad. Really. I don't know. Ain't no words to explain it.
Alexis was able to escape and get help.
I never had this happen. I don't know how to move forward. All I know is take it day by day. That's all you can do. That's all I can do.
Taylor says funeral arrangements are pending. He is working on bringing the bodies back to Illinois, where the family is from. If you would like to help with medical and funeral expenses, we have a link to the family's GoFundMe account on our website at newschannel5.com. Reporting in Nashville, Kelsey Gibbs, News Channel 5.
Wow, this is so tragic. This is so tragic. So, my royal family, we're going to get into this bonus video. And we're going to hear from... here she is. Here's the picture here. Alexis, I think that's what her name is, Taylor. Oops, excuse me for that. Anyway, let me shut that down. Let me get back over here. So we're going to hear this courageous young lady speak of a night of terror. So this video, it's about a half an hour.
I didn't like him either. My brother didn't like him at all.
Excuse me for that.
I had no problem with him. It was just to a certain extent where I had to like question things. Like I had to ask my mom about certain things. Like, why did she come home with scratches on her face and stuff like that? But Jaden didn't like him at all. Jaden didn't want him in the house. But then again, Jaden, it's not like Jaden was disrespecting him. He still respected him as an adult. He just didn't like him. And Jermaine knew that.
So he never argued with you or anything like that?
No. He argued with my mom, but not Jermaine.
When did you start noticing these moves?
A couple, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Or, I don't know. It was a couple weeks ago when I went to my cousin's house. And I came back and she had a scratch on her face. And I asked her where it came from. She didn't want to tell me where. But I knew where it came from. Because at that time he was gone. She had kicked him out. but she let him back in. And then the next week, I was sleeping in my bed and I heard a loud scream, and it was like violent. And I called her because I was scared. I just got up and locked my door. I didn't know what it was, but I called her and I asked her if she was okay. It just hung up, and then I texted her, and she texted me she was okay, but really it wasn't her, it was him. She told me the next day that it was him with her phone, and he was beating her, and he was making her lay on the bed and be quiet.
How does it make you feel hearing your mom tell you something like that?
Horrible.
What did you say to her to tell her?
I told her I asked her, I said, why you keep letting him in? And she said she was scared that he was going to do something to her. And I kept begging her to let me tell my dad. She made me promise to her that I wouldn't tell nobody.
Can you walk me through to the best of your ability what happened on Monday?
Yeah. I was sleeping. My Christmas lights were on, my TV, my PlayStation was on. I was sleeping and I woke up hearing somebody trying to break in my door. My door was locked. And I saw by the doorknob that it was cracking, and he had kicked it open. And he just came in and started attacking me and stabbing me. I was just screaming as loud as I can. That's when he was just cussing me out while he was stabbing me. He had a lot of anger. And my mom came and pushed him off of me. And that's when he hit her too in the head with the knife. But he hit her multiple times to where her head was busted. It was bleeding. And my adrenaline was up so high, I didn't feel no pain until I looked down and I saw blood just gushing out my stomach. And I kept telling him, I said, I need to go to the hospital, I'm bleeding too much. And he said he didn't care. So he made us stand in the corner of my room, and he asked my mom for the PIN number to her card. And she gave it to him. She told him, you can have whatever you want, just don't hurt us. And he made us walk with him. First KK came running. He put KK in my bathroom in the dark. And he made us follow him to my mom's room. Me and my mom, we stopped at the stairs. And he was like, come in the room before I kill you. And my mom, she was just like, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do this. I kept telling my mom, I said, we need to leave, we need to run. She wouldn't listen to me, she didn't want to, she was too scared. So she just told me to be quiet and follow her. So we got in the room after he threatened us. He shut the door. He didn't shut it, but like he pushed it. He was like, your brother's already dead, I already killed him. That's when me and my mom, we just started panicking. And we were confused on where all this anger came out, because she did nothing to him. She did nothing but help him. He had nowhere to stay. He had no money. He had nothing. And my mom let him stay in her house to help him. But he was so, like, I don't know how to explain it. He was so controlling. Every time we'd go out of town, he'd call our phone a billion times. He always had to know where we were at every second. He'd always tell her to hurry up and come home and pick him up and do this and do that. So he was asking her what other men has she slept with. She was just yelling at him. And she was like, she didn't sleep with nobody. So I tried defending her. I was like, no, my mom has not been with nobody since you were gone. And he jumped at me again, told me to be quiet. So my mom just told me to be quiet, so I just be quiet. That's when he asked for the PIN number to the rest of her cards. She gave it to him. That's when he told us we're all gonna die and that he's gonna set the house on fire. And I didn't believe he had killed my brother. But at the same time, I know if he hadn't have caught my brother off guard, I would have somehow had the chance to save him. So, he tells us to follow him, and we go down. I guess he heard somebody, and he was like, "Be quiet, follow me." And he took us down to the basement. I mean, where my brother's room was, which is the lowest floor. And as soon as I got in the room, my brother was trying to gasp for air. He was shaking, and I don't know where he cut him at, but I saw blood near his head and his neck. I don't know if he cut him in his neck. I don't know where, but I just saw my brother, and I just wanted to help him so bad, but I couldn't. He started hitting my mom in the head, and he hit me again. And he hit me in the head with a knife. And at that point, me and my mom, I just looked at us, and we were just covered in blood. I thought we were gonna die. So he was steady asking her, "Why haven't you answered any of my calls? Why are you playing with me?" Stuff like that. And he was like, "Alexis, you think everything's funny?" I said, "No, I'm just listening to my mom. My mom didn't want me to let you in, and I had to listen to her." And he just kept telling me to shut up. He was just cussing me out. He went back to my brother, and he called him a bitch, and he hit him in the head in front of us. He hit him in the head with a knife, and at that point, I just wanted to die. I just wanted him to just kill me already. So we all get up, and he tells us to follow him upstairs. And so I had got up. I was nearest to the door. My mom was next to me, so I had got up and I was right behind him. And I guess he thought I was trying to run away. He was like, "You walking too fast. Where are you trying to go? You're not trying to leave, are you?" I said, "No, I'm trying to hurry up and sit down. I'm bleeding too much." He was just like, "Shut up, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. Y'all all gonna die." KK came running downstairs, and he made us sit down on the couch. And we all had to sit next to each other on the couch. KK wasn't on the couch. KK was standing next to the couch. It was me and my mom sitting on the couch. And I was just looking at the door. I told her, because he was across the room sitting on the couch. I told her, I said, "Mom, we need to leave right now. We need to run. If we don't, we're just going to die." And she, I don't know if she knew she was going to die, but she wouldn't listen. She was like, "Jermaine, let's just talk about it." He was like, "No, there's nothing to talk about." He was like, who wants to die first? As a matter of fact, Myra, I'm finna have you kill your daughter. I'm finna have you kill KK. That's when KK started crying. She was like, "I'm too young." And that's when he asked again he got like close to us. He was standing in front of us while we were sitting down. He hit my mom again. And he just started striking me with the knife. At that point, I was so fed up. I just started fighting him. I was kicking him. I was screaming, and he fell on the ground. He fell on the ground, and my mom ran out the front door, and he ran out to go get her. Because, if anything, he wanted my mom to die. Before any of us, he wanted my mom to die. He just had anger with Jaden. I don't know why he had the nerve to kill Jaden like that. Because Jaden had nothing to do with anything. But he ran out. I saw my mom run out the front door, and I just ran up the street. And I kept looking back. My mom had fell in the middle of the street as well, and he just started stabbing her in the back. And she was screaming, but I couldn't go back. I knew if I would have went back, I would have been dead too. So I hurried up and I went to the first house up the street. They didn't answer. I looked back again, he's still stabbing her. So I go to the next house, and I'm ringing the doorbell. I'm continuously ringing the doorbell. They're not answering. So as soon as he took the car, I saw him in my mom's car. He drove past by me. And after he drove past by me, I just started screaming. I just started banging on the door. And finally they answered, and I just ran in the house and sat down. I told them they need to call 911 and send an ambulance to my house. I told them I'm bleeding. They asked what happened. I said, this man was trying to kill us. And I kept telling them, I said, I think my brother's dead. At that point, I knew he was gone. He couldn't breathe. And that's when the wife, she was covering my wound, and the father was on the phone with the police. The police were asking so many questions, and I was just bleeding out. I was so angry. I said, can y'all just please send an ambulance to my house and to me? They just kept asking questions. At that point, they stayed on the phone, and I was sitting down, and it took the ambulance a little while to get there, to be honest. I thought they weren't going to come, but they finally came. They had cut my shirt, and they put me on the stretcher. When I got to the hospital, I kept asking everybody. I said, where's my siblings? Where's my mom? They told me KK was in the hospital. They said they were going to find out where my mom and Jaden were. They never came back. So now, I don't know whether they're dead or not, because nobody wouldn't tell me anything. I said, did they even send an ambulance to the house in time? He was just, I know why he was mad at me. It was because I wouldn't let him in. Every time he came to the front of the house and he'd talk to me through the window and say, Alexis, let me in, Alexis, open the door. I'd be like, no. My mom told me I can't, so I'm not going to. One time he got in the house, and he was staring at me while I was doing my hair. I was literally just doing my hair, and I looked, and he was sitting on the stairs just staring at me. I said, you need to leave. He seen me walk back to my phone, and he was like, please don't call the police, please don't call the police. I said, I'm not calling the police, I'm calling my mom because you need to leave. So he said, I'm finna leave. I said, no, you need to leave right now. He wouldn't listen, so I called my mom, and while she was on the phone, he was like doing, how do you call it? He was trying to like make signals, like to tell me to lie to her and tell her he wasn't there. But I told her the truth. He was like, Alexis, can you make me a sandwich? Go make me a sandwich real quick. This was, I believe the third or second time she had kicked him out. This was before the abuse that I knew of with my mom. This is before all that.
So were they on and off?
Yeah. He was like, go make me a sandwich. I said, no. He said, all right. He said, I got you. And he told my sister to go make him a sandwich. My sister didn't know no better, so, she went and grabbed the mayo. I told her, put it down. I said, Jermaine, you need to leave. So as soon as my mom pulled up, he got out the front door. And she came inside and she called the police. We had the baby. It was my cousin's daughter. We call her Pebbles. And he tried touching her. He tried touching her on her head. And I was like, dude, you gotta go. You don't know this child, and you're trying to touch her. You're not supposed to be here. I said, you gotta leave. So he left, and my mom, every time my mom called the police, Jermaine would run off and would never get caught. It's like the police didn't at least try to go find him, because he didn't go that far. He doesn't have a car. He doesn't have family. He doesn't have none of that. And it's like, so every time she'd call the police, nothing would happen. He'd just come back. So me and my mom, we went to the zoo on Sunday. We went to the zoo. He came, he was at the door. He got a ride from somebody, from these two black men. He had rang the doorbell, and my mom didn't answer it. I did, but I didn't open the door. I just went to go see who it was. I didn't see nobody at the door, so I went back upstairs. Then I went back down there, and he was in the door, and he was like, I need to talk to your mom. I said, no, you need to leave. Yeah, this is what caused the attack. And he was asking, like, she owes me money. And in my head, I'm thinking, she doesn't owe you nothing, because she was providing for you. You're eating our food. You're using our water. You're in our house. You're beating her up. It was just horrible. And she told him, she was like, the money's in the bag with all his clothes. He took the money and left. The bag was open with clothes. He had asked to charge his phone for a few minutes, but my mom told me to tell him no, that he had to leave. So he changed his clothes in front of the door. And before he left, he did like this to me, like that. And I just told him to leave. I was confused on why he did that, but he was smiling, and he left. I would have never known. I don't know how he got in the house. I know my mom had at least 200 unheard voicemails on her phone. And he kept calling me, and I kept declining it. And he was texting me, help me, and I'm like, no. If anything, help yourself. You need help. Get help by yourself. I just didn't text him back. I told my mom, I said, why can't you just block him? She wouldn't. He had his cousins calling her. They was calling her off of private numbers. All that. Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, my mom doesn't tell me nothing about her and Jermaine. She never told me when they started dating. I had to find out myself. She never told me if they broke up. The only thing she would tell me is if he came back or not. Because I told her, I said, when is he gonna leave? This was around my birthday. I said, so when is he gonna leave? She said, well, he's gonna stay for my birthday and then he's gonna leave. So we waited for her birthday and he finally left. I went to my friend's birthday party and she called me that night saying she had let him back in because his daughter called her saying, give him another chance. I was so angry. I was so angry.
Jermaine has children too.
He has a daughter.
Were you scared of him before Monday?
I didn't know he had the guts to touch us. I thought he knew better. I knew he was violent because he would always tell me how, excuse my profanity, but he'd always tell me how he's a street and how he's dealt with a lot of stuff. And he would always tell me, you know, your dad can't do nothing. You're 16 years old. You can do whatever you want. I'm just like, you don't know what my dad's capable of doing. You don't know me. You don't know my dad. None of that. He would always question about me and Kavion's relationship. It was weird. It was real weird.
How do you explain every other moments that you went through? Do you know about how long between when he broke in and took off in the car and you were in the house with him?
I didn't get into the ambulance. I know it was 2:14, 2:15. That's when I got in the ambulance because I was staring at the clock. When it started, I honestly, I don't know. Because I didn't even, I guess he saw me look at my phone and he took it. He took my mom's phone. He took my phone.
How do you explain what it seems like there was a lost surveillance, at least, that you guys were enduring this? How do you explain the level of fear in that moment?
If anything, at that point, I didn't care about myself. I was trying to protect my sister, my brother, and my mom. I couldn't get to my brother. And my mom, she wouldn't listen to me. And I know if he had killed, I know he's stronger than me at that point. He has a knife in his hand. I have nothing. I can't do nothing but fight back. I know he's faster than me. So as soon as he was running after my mom, I said, I have to run. I have to run and get help. But I wasn't, I was scared, but I was trying to keep my composure.
What kind of person was your mom?
She was caring. If anything, she was caring. She was always helpful. She was chill. She wasn't, like, I don't know how to explain it. She always had a positive attitude. She was very positive. And she was loving. She just wanted the best for me, KK, and Jaden. She was trying her hardest. She didn't care about nobody but us. We were her first priorities. I just wish I had the chance to say goodbye.
What about Jaden?
Jaden was, how do I explain this? He was very, protective. I don't think anybody knew how protective he was until he found out what was happening to my mom. He had a lot of anger. Because while this was all going on, when my mom was telling me about how he was beating her, Jaden and KK were in the next room and they heard everything. At least Jaden heard everything. Jaden wanted him to come back because Jaden wanted to hurt him. Jaden told me, he said if Jermaine ever came back, I want to hurt him because he hurt Mom. And he was, he didn't want to live with us. It was all girls and he was the only boy. He wanted to be with my dad. I think it was for many reasons. Jermaine, the fact that he's the only boy, he can't relate to what we can relate to most of the time. And he had anger in him. Yeah. He's very goofy. He's active. He had a lot of friends in the neighborhood. We didn't get along at times, but he knew that deep down inside we loved each other and that because I want everybody to know the truth. I don't want nobody trying to put two and two together. Neighbors and all. I don't care if the neighbors think they know anything. I don't care if my mom's friends think they know everything. I experienced this myself with my own eyes, and I want everybody to know the truth. I'm not lying about anything. So I don't know if Jermaine has his side to the story, but he's violent and he's a cruel person. And I just hope he gets what's coming to him. Because if anything, why would your first priority to kill a 13-year-old in his sleep with a knife, off guard, and then bring us to the scene and hit him in front of us and call him all these types of names when he didn't do nothing to him? Nothing at all.
Anything else that I didn't
Love you, Roy.
Bless you, my royal daughter. Bless you. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Now, look at these, this picture here where our royal daughter looks so vibrant, so happy. And then her whole world has been turned around. Now, I gotta keep it core, my royal family. And this is her mother and her brother, and they are dead. And her mother made poor choices. She brings this animal in the household. He don't have no job. He got drug problems. You know, his mental health is fucked up, and she bit off more than she can chew. She's providing him food and stuff, and he's demanding money of her so he can go smoke his crack and all of this. And then it changed the dynamics in their household. Her brother, you know, he wants to kill him, and the mother is walking around on eggshells. She put these babies in this position, and also when it got to the point where she couldn't control it at all, then she reaches out to law enforcement and get restraining orders and all of this. And I have done a lot of studying on this years ago, that when the person that's doing this domestic violence towards you, when they sense that you are really, really done and you're not going to take it no more, that's when the danger heightens, because they have their insecurities and they weak and they'll exert their power on you. And so they'll hurt you more or literally kill you, because that was his fear, you know. And I don't like speaking ill of the dead, but I gotta keep it core, my royal family. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, but I gotta keep it core. You know, I know there's a lot of single parent women out here. I was in that kind of situation, but you can't just have these men just come up in your house and you don't know nothing about what they, you know, you don't know what's going on. And then you trying to nurture them and take care of them. Your first priority is these royal babies, your immediate situation. You don't take care of no grown ass, sorry ass, so-called man who is literally robbing your children of their childhood. She brought this demon in her household. I know some people may be pissed about what I'm talking about, but I can't dismiss that. I mean, ooh, my goodness. You look at this, let me go back over here. You look at this again. Wow, where is it? Okay, here is another picture of this young lady just smiling and looking vibrant. But could you hear the strength in her voice, the way she spoke, the level of maturity is amazing to me. That's why I call these babies royal. And she was like, no, you got to get up out of here. And then she's telling her mom, you know, Mom, what's going on? You know, our royals ain't no fools, you know. And now she's scarred for life. She damn near witnessed the kill, you know. She's seen her brother dying, you know, and thank goodness that her little sister, because he was talking about telling the mother, kill your child. There was a hedge of protection around that baby, because when she ran out to get some help and stuff, no telling where that child was. But, you know, I protected that child. But, oh, Lord, have mercy. I had to do this video. You know, we have to look at some things within our communities head on. And you can't be bringing these type of people up in your household. That was poor judgment. Absolutely poor on her part. And her life was taken. So, as we continue on, I wanted to play this last video here. It's not very long. And the title up here is A Deeper Look into Domestic Violence After Antioch Knife Attack Kills Mom and Son. Wow. Boy, this is a hard one.
Leaves a mother and her 13-year-old son dead. And we now know the alleged attacker was already wanted on domestic violence charges.
News Channel 5 is committed to reporting on crime that affects your community and ways to stop it. Our Alexandra Cohen spoke to experts about how to get help if you or someone you love needs to get out of a dangerous relationship.
Yesterday, Jermaine Agee was arrested for allegedly killing his estranged ex-girlfriend, Mayra Garcia, and her 13-year-old son, Jaden Taylor, in a brutal knife attack. He's also been charged with critically stabbing Garcia's 16-year-old daughter, all while an 8-year-old watched. At the time of the attack, Garcia had an order of protection against Agee, and he was wanted for domestic assault.
If you're a victim of domestic violence and you feel your life is in danger, or your offender is threatening to kill you, take those threats seriously.
According to advocates at Metro's Family Safety Center, there have been 9 domestic violence homicides this year, and 2 of those homicides involve children under the age of 12.
If there's been a disclosure at school, bring it immediately to the attention of one of the school counselors. They know what to do, they know who to call. We work really hard to make sure that they're trained and they certainly understand the dynamics and know about the Family Safety Center here in Nashville as a referral source.
Diane Lance says the center works with local schools to spot families affected by domestic violence. Last week, Agee apparently visited a school with Garcia. According to a police report, someone at the school called police because they were arguing, and Garcia had visible injuries on her face.
If you are right there and come across a situation that's involving domestic violence that can not only be risky to that victim right there on the spot, but also to that person who is intervening. So we do suggest being aware where you are, where those people are, and do call the police.
If you know someone trying to escape an abuser, Diane says you can bring them to the Family Justice Center 24/7, even if an offender is following them. They have security measures in place to help families get away from domestic violence.
That's how you get people to safety, is surround them with supportive services.
Reporting in Asheville, Alexandra Cohen, News Channel 5.
The 16-year-old who was stabbed but managed to escape was able to help police capture the accused killer by pinging her mom's cell phone that he had taken. If you'd like to help the family pay for funeral expenses, there's a GoFundMe page on our website, newschannel5.com. Thousands of people find themselves as unexpected victims of domestic violence.
Okay, that's the end of that, my royal family. I just wanted to put that part in. Yes, there is a GoFund here for funeral expenses. Some people may want to donate, and I will put the necessary links there. And like I said in the beginning, my royal family, that also in this particular situation, the system failed this family too as well. And, you know, I didn't want to come too hard, but the mother also, it was just like what you call, which is horrible to say, like a perfect storm. And this she couldn't control it. It was just too much for her. She let too many boundaries be breached in her household because, you know, her daughter here was saying he's, you know, going around demanding, talking about fix me something to eat and shit. You know, he was sorry, straight up, just fucking sorry, you know. And that was, oh Lord, I just got to leave it right there, my royal family, because this is quite disturbing to me. And render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe, my goodness.